I don't know if you can hear that sound, but the toilet isn't filling up like it normally does. So we investigated last night and found that the toilet refill valve isn't operating correctly. So after investigation, we noticed that the water isn't coming out of here where it normally is. And after turning on and off this valve, we noticed that it isn't in fact stuck, but the water is coming up through this mechanism here. So we bought a new one and we're going to put it in. Next thing we got to do is turn off the water, and then I'll show you exactly what went wrong with the mechanism here. So down here, to turn off the water, it's kind of hard. These things don't get twisted that often. So what I often do is just take a rag, and it just saves your hands, and turn it off all the way. There we go. You can hear the water stop hissing, so it's safe to take this old flange out. We'll empty the water out. So you see that's how it goes down the toilet. And we have to get as much water out as we can, because when we take this mechanism out, we're going to have a hole in the bottom of the toilet and it'll just go onto the floor. Okay. So just in case, I brought a little bucket. I'll keep that down here handy. You shouldn't need any tools for it because it is plastic on plastic. And if you get right down in here, you can see that is just plastic there on the plastic from inside the toilet. So I'll get a rag again just to save my hands. Turn that. Now there might be a little bit of water, it comes out here, so I'm going to get a towel quickly. Put that back here. Keep our bucket handy. It's coming out. Here comes the water. I can feel it now. There we go. So it wasn't a lot. Hallelujah. Okay. That's all there is to that. I'll leave that towel there because there's going to be lots of drips. And then from the underneath here, you just have to loosen again. That just unscrews the threads all the way, and then it should pop out the top. Okay. Oh. A little bit of extra water came out there. Thank goodness I had that towel down there, because the bucket was not in hand. So instead of buying a $30 refill that I had to replace in 4 or 5 years, I got the $10 one that'll probably do the exact same job. Now this one looks a little bit different because it, instead of going up and down on itself with the float, has the arm that probably most of us are familiar with. And with that, we just screw on the ball that floats up and down and shuts it off when the water level rises. Okay, so just remember the order you take these off in. Alright, so sit that down in there like we had the other one. And the hose, I think I'm gonna, I think the arm, or the ball, should go back here. So I'll leave it about there. I can fine tune it afterwards. I guess that means the hose is going to come out the same area. So I'll just screw this back on. Oh yeah, there's nice water dripping. Thankfully I have the towel there. Okay, before I do it too tight, I am going to screw in the arm and the ball. I'll do this in first. Okay, so I want to put it somewhere where it's not going to rub. I think that's pretty good right there. And that will shut off. So tighten this underneath here. Now because it's plastic on plastic, you can easily over tighten this stuff, but I want to at least get it fairly tight, so I'll use a pair of adjustable pliers and just give it a bit of a twist here, but without overdoing it. There we go. And again, because it's plastic, you could probably twist and then ruin the threads and ruin your seal, so be careful not to do that. Alright. Next we're this guy. So they give you this with it, and I guess that's for sometimes they have hard metal lines that come out, but here I have a braided line and it has its own little gasket that will go up into the bottom of that, and you can see it's deteriorated a little bit, but it'll go up into the bottom of that and seat itself and seal itself. So this one we really don't need. I'll just dry this off, get that black gunk out of there. Okay, and I'll tighten this. And again, you don't need any pipe tape or anything like that, because this is plastic on plastic and it creates a good watertight seal, plus the gaskets in there. So I'm going to just swap out my towel, because you never know what could have gone wrong. There's always surprises when you're working with water and plumbing. Keep that handy. This is good and tight. Use a rag and do it so I don't tear my skin on my hands. There we go. And then we can put the hose on here. And I'll just put that right down inside. And basically that's just designed just so the water drains in and it doesn't splash all over the back and maybe come up from underneath and obviously get your floor wet. Okay, let's do the old test fill. I'm going to turn the water on slow. Here it comes, coming out of the hose like it's supposed to. I'm going to check underneath to make sure there's no drips. Looks good and dry. So I'll monitor that over the next couple days to make sure everything's seated correctly. But what we're watching for now is to make sure, obviously, that the ball comes up. And it's rubbing a little bit on there. Oh. Okay, so we need the water level a little higher than that. It's far too low. But what I was just going to say is Luckily this is metal and you can bend it slightly. So I'm going to bend it out of the way so it's not touching the side. So that's good, it's not touching. And we have to raise the water level. It's shut off far too early. Because if you flush, you have to have that optimal water level. And I think in this toilet it's here. There's a line there on the inside. What you're going to find is without enough water, it's not going to flush correctly, and you're going to be doing it 2 or 3 times. Okay, I'm back with the butter knife. Again, this is just plastic on plastic, so turning it is not hard. You can turn it very easily. You could use a dime or whatever you have, but luckily this is new, it turns easily. I'll turn it just to adjust it, and you see the ball dropped, and it's going to fill up, and hopefully we're shooting for this line. Okay, so a little more adjustment. You know, in the interest of conservation, we'll stop it a little early, what the heck, but be warned, if you don't have enough water, it's not going to flush correctly. Okay, so let's try this out. And the toilet is filling up with enough water. Before, when it wasn't filling up properly in the back, the inside wouldn't fill up. Okay, so we'll just watch this, make sure it's not touching, which it is just a bit. I do see a little bit, so I'm just going to bend it a slight amount. Try not to put too much pressure on this. Okay, so it's bent out perfectly. And so I did change the height of the ball, so what I'm going to do is just push this down a little bit, turn that screw, and next time it fills up, I'm going to tighten the screw. That's how we do it, tighten it to make the ball turn off sooner. And next time it fills up, it'll stop much shorter of that line. And that's it. That's all there is to filling up, or changing one of these that fill up your toilet. And as you saw, you really don't even need any tools. So that probably can be done without videotaping and explaining it. Under 5 minutes, anyone could do that. Happy flushing!